much of this sort of core of what made a designer fragrance for me stand out. Again, what is happening, guys? Martin Martinez back again. This is a quick fragrance video for you. If you like the content, guys, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and let's get into it. So in this particular video, I'm not necessarily recording any particular fragrance, but we're going to talk about fragrances in general. And my premise or my position right about now is getting to a point where I believe it's like you have to kind of go niche or go home. You go clone or go home, because the way designer fragrances are right about now, the issue that we're finding, I've just seen so many videos coming out, the amount of designer fragrances coming out in such a very short period of time says quite a lot about the quality of the fragrances and what coming out. Now, don't get me wrong, there's always going to be something that comes through and it's like, wow, this is a banger, this is something that, you know, possibly I need to go and get. But think of it this way. Fragrance comes out. I'm going to give an example now. I've not necessarily even smelt this fragrance and it could be fantastic, but I don't know. I'm just giving an example of how quick these turnarounds are coming out. So we have this flanker now, Armani Strong With You Parfum 50 ml is costing £80. So this is just standard UK Boots, £80 from there. So now this fragrance comes out. I don't know how many flankers at this point, you know, we have for Stronger With You, but I'll probably put it up down there. I'm assuming it's roughly about 5 to 6. Same with 1 million. Flankers roughly around about 5 to 6. You've got the original and then you've got these flankers that come out. So now you've paid for the original. Now you're paying for the flanker. Now you're paying for the flanker. Now you're paying for the flanker. The problem that I'm noticing, guys, and again, you guys let me know and see your comments, the quality of the fragrances are starting to reduce, really reduce. Again, I can't keep talking about it, but it's very much to talk about. Let's talk about Creed Aventus. Quality seems to have gone, it's been brought down, it's been reformulated, everything else like that. But you're still paying more for the fragrance. Dior Homme Parfum, niche element of it, what the parfum was, seems to have been taken away. However, you're still paying more for the fragrance, and you're paying more and actually getting less in the bottle. So if you're new to fragrances and it doesn't mean anything to you, then yes, by all means, go and check out these fragrances and work them out for yourself, work out what works for you. But I'm at a point now, if we have clones here, designer fragrances here, and niche at this point, I'm on these sides now. So the clone, when we talk about clones, we're going to get, say for instance, a dupe. So I'm going to give you an example right about now. Just picking this one up now. So this one here, Kalan Classic. I'm not necessarily, I don't know if I've done a review on this one. However, this is a dupe of this is a dupe or clone of Dior Homme 2011 type of version. So it's one of those things where it's just like the reformulation's taking place. They've taken away key things that people would like, maybe from business purposes. It's just not working out. So now we move away from the original fragrance and bring the people something new, which costs more money. So where are you left? The designer fragrance is here. The clone is here. The clone is a lot less money. Possibly the quality may not necessarily be the same level, but what are you paying for? Are you just paying for the bottle at this point? Are you just paying for just the bottle that says Dior on it? Let me get this. Dior Sauvage. Now again, this is a designer fragrance. This is probably one of my most favorite fragrances because it's very versatile for me. I can take this to the club, I can wear this, I can get compliments. I can take this to the office, depending on the scenario, I can wear this. Possibly you're getting compliments there. Should you be getting compliments in the office? Possibly. Bruh. I have to report that to HR. But nonetheless, guys, nonetheless, these type of fragrances, it seems to be a dying breed. This will be reformulated at some point by Dior, because why not? Let's just do it. So once this gets reformulated, where are you left with? You got your niche here, and then you've got your clones here. If you're in the point where you think to yourself, you know what, I kind of prefer the older fragrance, I'm not too sure what's going on, I'm going to go to the niche, I'm willing to accept that the cost will be cheaper, but at the same time I'm willing to accept that maybe the quality may not necessarily be there. However, I don't want to spend my £80 on this particular designer fragrance, which again is only here for today, and it'll come out again in a year's time. Within a year's time, a flanker will come out. Now that was my rant on that point. Let's get to niche. Now the reason why I'm saying niche or clone is one of these reasons. With niche fragrances, start to take a note, guys, and you'll see this as well. Angel Share. I'm going to give you an example of this. Angel Share. There's been a new one that's come out of Angel Share. I'm going to get this one up. There's a new one that's come out, but how often do these fragrances come out, niche fragrances? You're paying nearly, let's say, £150, £200 UK for a niche fragrance. Usually the quality of the ingredients are a lot more, how could I say, higher quality. Usually the sillage, usually the projection, usually the length of time this fragrance lasts for, due to the different type of oils and everything's going on, usually seems to be a lot deeper, a lot, how could I say, a lot stronger in what you're getting compared to these reformulated designer fragrances that are in the middle. So if you now say to yourself, right, okay, I'm not going to necessarily mess around anymore with these designer fragrances, I'm going to go straight to niche. Niche is going to be for someone who, again, who's had a little bit of time with fragrances. I wouldn't advise as a random person just to go straight to niche and don't do anything else. If I go and buy Baccarat Rouge, having not smelled other fragrances, I'm probably going to think to myself, it's probably a waste of time. What's the point? You may not necessarily appreciate what a niche fragrance is until you've had time with these designer fragrances and realize the difference. You know, you can go all the way left and go to Zara, you know, how many fragrances they bring out literally every other minute, but you're just picking up as you buy some clothes and that's it. Well, that's fantastic, but that's not for the real fragrance enthusiast, in my opinion. It's good as a blind buy. You're not spending too much money. You're not really invested. But if you want to invest in these things, it's like your cutlery. You know, if you start cooking on a pan and you want to start cooking with actual proper stainless steel, you want to become like Iron Chef, Master Chef, whatever it may be. You're going to invest in your cooking materials. You're going to invest in utensils and different things to prepare your food. That's where we are with niche fragrances. You're investing in the fragrance in a sense. Hence why you're paying £150 plus for this 50ml bottle. And it's not necessarily something which, again, you're just going to go and blind buy without usually smelling it. Usually you'd have taken the time, put the time in, smelt it, because ultimately, guys, these fragrances are an extension of yourself. And designer fragrances right about now are losing so much of this sort of core of what made a designer fragrance for me stand out. Again, watered down, we're left with very little, nothing, and we just got a bottle at the end of the day, which, okay, is branded and looks interesting, but that's as far as it goes. So as it stands, guys, niche fragrances, I'd be recommending to put your time in. Have a look and see what you like. Spend the time with the fragrance. If you can get a decant from these places, we go to Selfridges, wherever else you go, get the decant. Have the decant for a little bit. Let that marinate for a week before you decide to pull the trigger and pay that money to go and spend £200. I'm in no way going out my way to spend £200 on a fragrance that I've never smelled before. I may blind buy a cologne that cost me £30. A designer fragrance, possibly not, because the way they cost so much now, £80, I'm probably not going to go and do. Let's just go back to Angel Share. The reason why I'm saying now just basically just mess only with niche fragrances. Let's have a quick look. New Angel Share that came out. Let's have a look now. I've not even smelled this one. I'm probably going to smell it today. This now is Angel Share Paradise. Is what I believe, by Kilian. Oh, Angel Share Paradise. This one is costing, let's have a look now, £290. So my Angel Share that I have, the Eau de Parfum concentration, the original one that came out, at the time it would have gone up since now. It cost about £150 when I bought it. Now this is the thing though, guys. That fragrance when I bought it, even though it's 50ml, because of the quality of the fragrance, because of the quality of the concentration, I've had it probably nearly 2 years. I've got a video on it on here, guys, look it out. Easily 2 years. And I'm not even worried about the bottle running out, because I don't necessarily go for it that often. When I do, it's a special occasion, and I know that when I spray it, I don't necessarily have to reapply anything else, because that's how good it is. That's how long it will last. You can smell it the next day in your clothes. That's the level what we're talking about. Whereas these niche fragrances, you're reapplying 3-4 times, and then you see people doing reviews and they say, oh, you might have to overspray a little bit just to try and get some of the fragrance, just to project and to last and give you a little bit of sillage, a little bit of a scent trail. Why? Why, when you've paid £90 for a fragrance just because it's got Gucci on there, and that you have to overspray for the fragrance? Designer fragrances, in my opinion, at this point, are pretty much a scam. Don't necessarily just go and buy one for the sake of buying it just because it's got the Dior logo on there or whatever else like that. It doesn't necessarily mean you're getting that quality. The whole point of those fragrances are literally just to pick up and go. I know they're not niche. These guys, the companies focus on a different, you know, their clothes and everything else like that, and it's a pick up and go. Focus on the fragrances that work for you. Focus on the fragrances that work for your skin chemistry. However, when we're looking at these fragrances right about now, niche, in my opinion, is the way to go if you can afford it. And if you can't afford it, rather than spending your money on a weak-ass designer fragrance, which isn't necessarily going to get you anywhere, just get the clone. Get a clone that works for you. Some clones can be a little bit alcoholic, so again, make sure, again, if you're going to spend £30, £40 blind buying it, just be willing to accept that maybe you do a little bit of research before you buy it. But for me, designer fragrances right here in the middle. It's like there's no in between anymore. We're here at niche, we're here at clone. That's as far as it goes for me. So those are my thoughts, guys, on the way the industry is going now in respect to fragrances and perfumery and everything else like that. Leave your comments down below, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.